I've got a stinking cold, so you're just going to have to put up with me sounding nasally. Anyway, there's this idea floating around in our collective consciousness, a sort of sneaky serpent that's wrapped itself around every corner of society. It's the moralization of lack. I've made a video on this before, but I want to hit it from different angles. We've been conditioned to believe that struggle is noble, that deprivation is holy, and that suffering somehow refines the soul. You see it in phrases like earn your worth, no pain, no gain, ascend by renouncing desire, detox through suffering. We're practically indoctrinated into believing that peace, pleasure, and abundance must be earned through hardship. It's absurd, if I'm entirely honest. So, ease has somehow become suspicious. If life flows effortlessly, we think we must be missing something. We don't trust peace. We equate it with laziness. We crave challenge, chaos, and struggle because they make us feel morally justified. It's as if our nervous systems have been rewired to only feel safe inside turbulence and chaos. But in reality, ease, surplus, and coherence aren't holy prizes we have to crawl across glass to reach. They are simply the byproducts of alignment, completed energetic circuits, if you will. So, for lack to exist, sabotage must be actively taking place. And that sabotage usually comes in the form of scarcity. Scarcity mindset that we've moralized and decorated as virtue. We say things like, oh, I'm just being humble. I don't need too much. I'm not materialistic. I don't want to be like them. I want to be relatable. As though wanting a good life somehow makes you greedy or unspiritual. What a whole load of nonsense. You can be deeply spiritual and deeply abundant. I've said this before. You can be at peace and still have luxury. You can be grounded and still desire more. Desire doesn't make you selfish, it makes you alive. The irony is that abundance isn't an achievement, it's a state of permission. You align to it the very second you allow yourself to stop fighting it. It's not something you do, it's something you let. And yet, letting things be easy feels precarious for so many people because it means relinquishing their moral attachment to struggle. There's this ingrained belief that ease makes us weak, that chaos builds character, but chaos doesn't always mean you're learning a lesson. Sometimes, sometimes it just means you're not letting it be easy. The universe doesn't demand suffering, it demands symmetry. So when things are aligned, they flow. When they are misaligned, they contract. You can suffer to reach your symmetry. Many of us do, but you're not meant to live there. At some point, the suffering becomes optional, a habit we keep feeding out of guilt. And that's the real disease, loyalty to guilt. We've been taught that if we're not working ourselves to the bone, we're undeserving. If we rest, we're slacking. If we receive with ease, we're cheating the system. So we punish ourselves endlessly, telling the universe, don't give me anything until I've suffered enough. But there will never be a moment when enough arrives because that loop is designed never to close. It's like emotional debt. You keep paying interest on something that could have been forgiven long ago. Every time you self sabotage, you're broadcasting incoherence. You're telling life itself, I'm not ready yet. Let me suffer a little bit more so I can prove I'm worthy. But worth isn't something you earn, it's inherent. And yet, the moralization of lack keeps us in this constant spiritual bureaucracy, always submitting more paperwork to prove we've done enough in our work to deserve happiness. It's insipid, really. Try this experiment for a moment. Say to yourself, I'm allowed to have that now. Say it about the thing you want the most: money, love, creative freedom, stability, whatever it is. Now, notice what happens. How many voices pop up? How many internal protests start chattering? That's unrealistic. Who do you think you are? You haven't worked hard enough yet. That kind of stuff doesn't happen for people like us. Those are the security guards of the moralization of lack. They exist to keep you safe within your suffering, because that's the identity your system has learned to equate with virtue. But abundance, coherence, peace, they are passive states. They don't demand struggle, they demand permission. So when you stop resisting them, they rush in like air into a vacuum. Life wants to fill you, but you keep holding your breath. I think at its core, this is about self-trust, because trusting ease feels dangerous when you've built your self-worth on effort. If all it takes to be abundant is permission, then who are you without your struggle story? What becomes of your identity if it's no longer defined by pain and struggle and despondency? We are so accustomed to associating meaning with difficulty that when things flow, we feel lost. But meaning doesn't only live in the climb, it can also exist in the exhale. Sometimes the highest lesson isn't another mountain to scale, it's learning to receive without guilt. So maybe it's time to stop worshipping hardship, grind, hustle. Maybe it's time to vanquish the sneaky snake, that collective addiction to lack that you've convinced yourself is morality. You don't have to suffer to be worthy. You don't have to prove your goodness through pain, suffering, chaos. You don't have to earn your ease by crawling through fire. You can simply decide, I'm allowed to have that now. And in that decision, the whole circuit completes. So peace stops being a future prize and becomes your natural baseline. Because abundance isn't an achievement, it's coherence, it's symmetry. And the moment you stop fighting it, it's already yours. I know it sounds easy, but at the same time, it's very difficult because, inner work is not for the faint-hearted. That's why I'm first focusing on trying to help people become aware of their blocks, of their belief systems, of their identities. This is why I highly recommend you take my free money wound quiz. It will reveal your main blocks around abundance. And it's very, very accurate. You will feel it in your torso. It will only take you like 2 minutes or less to complete it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Sending you love, and I will see you in a jiffy.